going to make it. This isn't good for me. This is not working out for me. This also is a detachment from the striving towards the achieving of the will to bestow. This separates a person from the Creator. It is the main acts by which the creature was separated from the Creator in the first place. The will to receive puts us in opposite form, so we can never achieve the bonding through thinking that I'm having a problem here in relation to the Creator. Rather, he should regret the exile of the divine presence, meaning for inflicting sorrow upon the divine presence. One should take as an example when some small organ of a person is sore. The pain is felt mainly in the heart and the mind, which are the generality of man. And certainly the sensation of a single organ cannot resemble the sensation of a person's full stature, where most of the pain is felt. Likewise is the pain that a person feels when he's detached from the Lord, since man is but a single organ of the divine presence, for the divine presence is the soul of Israel in general. Therefore, the sensation of a single organ does not resemble the sensation of the pain in general, and that is to say that the divine presence regrets that there are parts of it that are detached from it which she cannot provide for. And if a man does not relate the sorrow at being distant from God to himself, then he's saved from falling into the trap of the desire to receive for himself, which is the separation from holiness. There is a collective soul, Israel, the general soul of Israel as a whole, Adam Harishon, the original soul, the single creature, and the pain of the separation is felt all through the creation, which is the general soul in relation to the Creator. That pain is felt as suffering on every level of creation. It's not just that the person themselves are suffering. The collective as a whole, which is called Shekhinah, the divine presence, the collective soul, it feels it in each and every part of it. Our lack of concern for the whole, that our reception and any of our work would be just like an organ in a body that will function to its best ability and consider only the health and well-being of the entire system. If we can feel our sorrow and detachment on behalf of the sorrow and detachment of the whole, which cannot feel itself as whole, then we're not just thinking about ourselves. And this prevents us from making that primary mistake. The same applies when one feels somewhat closer to holiness. When he's happy at having merited favor in the eyes of the Lord, he must say that the core of his joy is that now there is joy in the divine presence from having been able to bring her private organ near her and not send it away. It's the other side of the coin. And man rejoices at having been endowed with the ability to please the divine presence. So a person's happiness, again, is not for himself, though he will feel the joy, he'll feel the filling, he will feel the closeness. It won't be on behalf of himself. This is what we need to strive for. This is what Lishma is. This is what doing Torah and mitzvot, Lishman, for her name, which is not for myself. That is the goal, and that is what this enables us to do. My joy will be in the fulfilling of life as a whole, that it can be connected, reconnected. And then one is doing an action towards all of humanity and all of spirituality and all of creation. And every action is on behalf of the whole. This is the goal, and therefore you have exactly the same attitude towards it as the Creator does, and this is a greater similarity of form, and this is a higher level of bonding. Although the will to receive is necessary, since that constitutes a person, since everything which exists in a person apart from the desire to receive is attributed to the Creator. We are the will to receive. We can't escape it. It's how we use the will to receive. It says that constitutes the person. And yet, everything that's not the creature or the will to receive, everything that is not that, is the Creator. It's all attributed to Him. All action, all everything that we feel as outside, those are actions of the Creator, guiding reality to bring us to complete fulfillment of the thought of creation. Nevertheless, the will to receive pleasure should be corrected to a form of bestowal. That is to say that the pleasure and the joy taken by the will to receive should be intended to bring contentment above, because there is pleasure below. For that was the purpose of creation, to benefit His creations. And this is called the joy of the divine presence above. This is the meaning of giving joy to the Creator. This is the meaning of giving joy to the Shekhinah. For this reason, man must seek advice as to how he can cause contentment above. And certainly, if he receives pleasure, contentment will be felt above. And therefore he should long to always be in the king's palace and have the ability to play with the king's treasures. What are the king's treasures? These greater and greater levels of the will to bestow, this greater and greater similarity of form with He who set the entire system in motion. And that will certainly cause contentment above. It follows that his entire longing should be for the sake of the Creator. And that ends the article. And that is the entire system, and in it there is advice as to how a person can deal with their attitude towards everything that occurs in life, and through that gain a perception of the greater reality. The book of Shemati is filled with articles of enormous depth and power, and one can read these articles many, many times, and each time a completely different view and depth will be presented to a person. And we will look at some other articles from this book as we go through this series of lessons. Thanks for joining us, and join us again next time.